Adrian.
I'm Jerry.
I'm Tin.
I'm Chris.
I'm Carl. I'm Brendan. And I'm Tommy.
And we are
Sir Isaac Newton was an English mathematician and physicist who later on discovered these three laws of motion. Later on, these laws of motion were named after him.
Newton's first law states that an object at rest will remain at rest and an object in motion will remain in motion at the same velocity until an unbalanced force acts upon it. As you can see, this water bottle is at rest and will remain at rest because friction from the ground and gravity is keeping it in place. However, if this object is acted upon by a force, it will go into motion.
So this bottle, when Jerry threw it in the air, it eventually came to a stop because of gravity and air resistance. However, if this were to happen in space, it would stay at a constant velocity because there's neither gravity or air resistance.
So right now, Chris is at rest and he will remain at rest unless he is acted upon by an unbalanced force. So as you can see, he is in motion, but he stopped because gravity and friction from the slide slow him down.
Down, down. As you can see, Claw was moving at a constant velocity, but he was slowed down because Brendan applied an unbalanced force, which was tackling him. However, Claw kept moving because the inertia from his body mass resisted the change in motion.
You know you love me, I know you care. Just shout whenever.
So Newton's second law states that if you apply force to mass, it will
And I'll be there.
So Newton's second law states that if you apply force to mass, it will accelerate. This is represented by the equation force equals mass times acceleration.
When Jerry pushed the skateboard with no mass on it, the skateboard was able to accelerate faster and cover more distance. But when we put more mass on it, aka Chris and me, on the skateboard accelerated less when we applied the same amount of force on the skateboard with no mass. This happened because the extra mass on the skateboard made it harder to move, making the skateboard slower.
As you can see, when I shot the basketball the first time, it didn't reach to the basket. This happened because I applied too little force to the basketball, so it didn't have enough acceleration to travel upward towards the basket before gravity pulled it back down. On the second try, I applied more force to the basketball, which allowed the basketball to accelerate faster, enabling it to reach the basket before gravity pulled it down.
Tin throwing the football represent the third law because when he threw the football the first time, he applied too much force, which caused the football to accelerate too quickly, traveling further than I could run, which made me miss the catch. The second time Tin threw the ball, he applied less force to the ball, which made it accelerate less and traveling less distance, which let me catch it easily.
Newton's third law states that for every action there's an equal and opposite reaction.
This proves Newton's third law because when Jerry is hitting the tree branches onto the slide exerts the same amount of force back up onto the tree branches, which makes them bounce back up.
This example shows Newton's third law because when I jump off of the playground and land on the ground, I applied a force onto the ground, which caused the ground to apply the same amount of force up towards me.
Me skating around represents Newton's third law because when I pushed off the ground with my foot, the ground pushed me forward with an equal amount of force, allowing me to gain speed and skate around the area.
Art is dead. Art is dead. Art
96,
is dead.
97, 98, 99,
100. But we're not complicated. I can explain it pretty easily. Have you ever been to a birthday party for children and one of the children won't stop screaming because he's just a little attention attractor? When he grows up to be a comic or actor, he'll be rewarded for never maturing, for never understanding or learning. that every day can't be about him. There's other people. I must be psychotic. I must be demented to think that I'm worthy of all the attention, of all of this money you worked really hard for. I slept in late while you worked at the drugstore. My attention, I am an addict, but I get paid to indulge in my habit. It's all an illusion. I'm wearing makeup. I'm wearing makeup, 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 makeup. Art is dead, so people.
Raindrops, drop top, smoking, no cooking, the hot box. Cooking, fucking on your bitch, yeah, that.